Welcome back to another video from the Debate Room podcast. As you can tell by the title, we are on to the NFC West with our division previews. I think this division can be pretty competitive this year. It has, I think, four good teams. The Seahawks are good. They have a good defense. We'll get onto that when we get to it. But I think this is going to be one of the competitive divisions. It always has a few good teams in it every single year. I think a few quarterbacks in this division have a lot to prove. I think it's not like a foregone conclusion who's going to win this division at all. So I think this episode will be very interesting. Before we get into it, make sure you guys like the video, share the video, comment your favorite team's record prediction. We'll get into record predictions at the end of the video. So if you disagree with what we predicted, a lot of people have recently, let us know in the comments. But liking the video, commenting on the video, and subscribing does a lot for our algorithm. And also follow us on our social media platforms up at the top of the screen. We are going to get right into it. We're going to talk about every single team in the division. We're going to talk about their biggest headlines, roster additions, all that type of stuff heading into the season, and then predict their schedule. And as always, have a TikTok segment or two at the end of the video. So the Rams won the division last year, and they made the playoffs. So we're going to start with them. They obviously acquired Devontae Adams this year. Puka Nacua is going into another year. Added some pieces on their defense in the draft and all that type of stuff. My question for you guys is this the Rams' last chance to compete for a Super Bowl? Matthew Stafford is getting up there in age, and he is, again, injured. I think he showed slight signs of regression last year. Very slight signs of regression last year. So is this the Rams' last chance at a Super Bowl? Max, I'm not mistaken, you're a big Matthew Stafford fan. You used to be a Matthew Stafford.
I think Matthew Stafford's great. He was a Lions guy, so I couldn't really be a fan. But barring that, I love Matthew Stafford. I think he's one of the most underrated quarterbacks of our generation for sure. That Super Bowl, I think he deserves that one. I like this team. I honestly think that the Rams should be the favorites to win this division.
Is this their last chance at a Super Bowl?
I would say yes, just barring that. I don't think Stafford's health has really gone up at all. I definitely think this team could be in a similar spot next year. This defense can still be very good. I think this defense really banded together well. Didn't have a lot of studs, but at the end of the year, they had some very good pieces. Very good team unit, and you add Puna 4 to that, who I like a lot. But the Fisk and Jared Verse combo worked very well last year. Their defense was very, very solid. So honestly, I think that this team, their biggest issue is their O-line, and I think for the consistency of a season, it's tough to kind of have a revolving door of O-linemen like they had in the past. They lost Jonah Jackson, who was injured for last year, so it didn't really matter. You picked up Alaric, you picked up Coleman, so you have more rotational pieces. But this team was still good with rotational people at the O-line position. Like, they were injured all year and they were still able to make they were basically a play away, that fourth down away from almost making the Super Bowl. So this Rams team was very, very good last year. People need to put respect on Matthew Stafford's name. People need to know that this receiving duo is still very good. Kyren Williams, I think he gets, especially in the fantasy world, I've been seeing more about him being overhyped. I think Kyren Williams is still a very solid running back. Terrence Ferguson, you got some good tight end options. This team's got weapons if they need it, and they have Matt Stafford who's been able to perform with a lot of different pieces. So I think, again, throughout Matt Stafford's career, he has had good receivers at times, but he's also made a lot with nothing. He was able to will Lions teams with bad rosters to wins. He obviously won the Super Bowl a couple years back. He's 3-4 years removed from a Super Bowl championship. So I think Matt Stafford is still a top 10 for sure quarterback. He's in top 6, 7 conversations, 8 conversations. I think that he should get more flowers, but health is still a very, very big issue. And I think that the older he gets, the less I can kind of rely on that. So is this their last year? Probably at this level. I think that Matt Stafford will take a beating this year, obviously. But with all that being said, maybe they do come back next year. But this team I still think should be favorites to win the division, and they will be my pick to win the division.
Q, is this the Rams' last chance to compete for a Super Bowl, especially with how Matthew Stafford is obviously getting up there in age? That's pretty much one of the only factors I think in terms, because outside of this, They have good young talent. They have a pretty good roster that's only improving. Has shown the propensity to make actual good draft selections and build around good teams since around like 2017 up until now. So do you think this is their last chance, as we know them, the Rams that we know them, to compete for Super Bowl?
Yes, the Rams this year should be all in Super Bowl or bust. I think there's a high chance that this is Matthew Stafford's last year playing football. They gave him all that money up front. They gave him a slight extension, but everything's up front, so they don't really have no ties for him after this year. Got Devontae, got Puka, top 10 wide receiver duo. Like Max said, O-line is an issue. Injuries was also an issue last year, which I kind of think went into the whole Matthew Stafford slight regression thing. Like he never played with a full O-line, never had his full complement of weapons, and he older, so you kind of need those to be steady. Like I said, going last year, I think Jared Verse getting on that D-line. Obviously, you can't replace Aaron Donald, but I thought you could replace it in the aggregate, and that's kind of what it showed. So yeah, that they have to win the Super Bowl this year, or at least get close. Thing is, this iteration may be done, but I think since they made that sneaky draft day trade with the Giants, they got 2 first-round picks next year. I'm pretty sure. So they could really re-up with Puka still being there and Kyrie and all that, and re-up and get another quarterback next year. So this is Matthew Stafford, too, like last year to really compete for a Super Bowl, but it's not the Rams last year to compete for a Super Bowl.
I think after Matthew Stafford, they will have to make a trade for like a Kyler Murray, who we're going to talk about later on, or another quarterback that's maybe not as the same level as Matthew Stafford, but hopefully they can build out a better team. And with pairing like a Kyler Murray or something like that, just off the top of my head, with a coach as good as they have, he can elevate his level of play, because we obviously know how talented a Kyler Murray type of guy is. In a better situation with better head coaching, I think can be elevated. But I think that they've shown like that they're willing to go all in. They've shown that they're willing to make big moves. So even if Matthew Stafford, even if like this is their last year, Matthew Stafford retires, I think they'll be able to do a quick reset and then be back right in the mix as contenders in the NFC. But I do think, as far as this iteration of the Rams, it's a Super Bowl bust year. It is pretty much a do or die year. I think Matthew Stafford he's getting older. He can't stay healthy. He has a pretty bad back problem, and I think he's one of the toughest guys in NFL history. But you can't keep asking him to go out year after year, sustain injuries, and keep it going. Eventually, he's going to want to take care of his body, and just call it a career. He already got his Super Bowl after suffering so long in Detroit. I don't know how much he actually has to prove anymore. I think he is definitely a Hall of Famer. Not first ballot, but I think he's definitely a Hall of Famer. So I don't necessarily know what he has to prove anymore. So laying his body on the line year after year, I think it gets less appealing if the Rams are not year in, year out competing for Super Bowls. And I think with his age, we have 1, maybe 2 more years of the Rams as we know it. Pretty much. So yeah, I think this is a make or break year.
Like you said, with Sean McVay, he almost retired last time and went to go to Amazon just to be in a broadcast booth just because they couldn't compete. I think, and like you said, they've been willing to go all in. I feel like if the Bengals don't miss the playoffs this year, obviously Zach Taylor gets fired. But with those same 2 first-round picks that they got for next year's draft, plus their own whatever picks, why don't they might as well just trade for Joe Burrow, give him like 5 first-round picks. You get Joe Burrow in that. You got a superstar quarterback in a weak conference, and Sean McVay keeps his job. So I think they have many avenues to like really get somebody in there. They ain't got to get like a Kyler Murray. They could get like a top 5 level quarterback with all the assets they got and just restart the whole thing all over again.
I also kind of feel like in the same way, like they have a lot of different alleys. Like one, we don't really see these like premier quarterbacks hit for agency often, but they are LA, right? Like I think in the NFL, we don't think about that as much. Obviously we think about some markets, like people might want to go to Vegas or something, and it's more prevalent, I think, in the NBA, but like it is LA nonetheless. Like still you have a brand new stadium. Like I think it's more attractive, obviously, for a guy like Joe Burrow or whoever. Do you want to play in Cincinnati or do you want to go play in Los Angeles, right? And I think that you have that winning pedigree too, where the Rams did make 2 Super Bowls in the last 10 years, and they have won championship. Like, I think it is a pretty attractive place to go to. So I don't think it's like they have the assets, and I also think they have the attractiveness to other people and other teams to kind of want to make that move.
So yeah, I mean, we're gonna do a record prediction, but I think they're contenders this year because of the pieces they added to their defense, how they added to their own line, which is a concern for them. Obviously, getting Devontae Adams, who I think still a top 10, 15 receiver in the league, still really good at what he does specifically, alongside Puka, who I think is a top 10 receiver in the league, makes them a more dangerous offense if they can stay healthy. Matthew Stafford, he's able to have time, is still one of the best quarterbacks in the entire league. So they were very close to beating the Eagles in some terrible conditions. I think they'll have another puncher's chance at it this year. When I think the Eagles, defense will be slightly worse, considering their cornerback situation. I know they just traded for that guy from the Raiders who was pretty good last year. Was actually really good last year. But I want to see if he can fill Darius Slay's shoes. Next up, we got a Seahawks. They last year went 9-8, I think.
10-7.
10-7. Geno Smith carried this team. One of the worst offensive lines in the league. It made their rushing game worse, and I think they had two solid to good backs. Mike McDaniel, I think, did a good job in his first year, especially with the defense. The defense has a lot of talent on it. Are the Seahawks in a better or worse position than they were last year when they had DK Metcalf, Geno Smith, and now you swapped them out for Sam Darnold and Cooper Kupp? Are they in a better or worse position than they were last year, Q?
I think Geno Smith is a better quarterback than Sam Darnold. But I also think they're in a better position only because they're not – I don't know. Geno Smith's a cool quarterback. I don't think he's, going to get you far in the playoffs, especially with this team. Sam Darnold not going to do that either, but at least you're not paying all that money. Same thing with DK. You want to get paid. You don't have to pay him all that money. You get Cooper Kupp for cheap. You still got JSN, who's pretty much going to be your number one. Revamp the defense. The defense is going to be amazing. Add on the O-line. Secondary is very, very good. Safety room is stacked. Cornerback room stacked. Linebacker stacked. D-line stacked. Only question is, again, the O-line is Sam Darnold as a quarterback was last year a fluke or not. They could go 7-10, and I won't think they're just automatically a worse team. I just think they downgraded that quarterback with thoughts to the future. So I think it's just kind of like a reset, retool year, and then they're just gonna build on from there. They really just need a quarterback. Sam Darnold, he's not the quarterback for the future. They're probably gonna try to get a young quarterback in there, not Jalen Milroe, obviously, but a real quarterback soon. They just want to see where they at. I think they can win a lot of games on the defense. They probably will have a top 10 defense this year. I would not be surprised. They got a lot of players that need contracts coming up this year, so they're going to play ball out. The division is just super hard. Conference is still a weak conference, but it's super stacked. Like I said, it's kind of log jammed in that 5 to 10 range. Well, they're going to have their work cut out for them. We're going to get to really see what Sam Darnold is without that Vikings infrastructure. And we're going to see how good of a coach Mike McDaniel really is.
I think, before you chime in, Max, I think that Sam Darnold was really bad under pressure last year. If I'm not mistaken, that's what I remember from my head. I'll check in a minute. And he obviously doesn't have
eye test. I would agree for sure. I would definitely agree from the eye test.
Kevin O'Connell is not there this year. They have Clint Kubiak though, right? Who I think pretty highly of from what he was able to do last season, especially in the beginning of the year. So I want to see how Sam Darnold deals with an offensive line that I don't think has improved enough to be a good offensive line. So I want to see how he improves. I think Cooper Kupp is, if he's not washed, he's pretty close. He can't stay healthy, and I think he's lost a step from what he was a few seasons ago. So Sam Darnold is in an infinitely worse situation than what he was in Minnesota, at least offensively. So I want to see how he performs in the situation. He's riding some confidence off the best season of his career, so it'll definitely be something to watch. But Max, do you think the Seahawks are in a better position than they were last year? Better or worse position than they were last year?
I think it depends. I think if you're looking as far as like going into the future, it's a toss-up, right? You get younger in some positions. I think your defense looks better this year, whatever. But as far as a football team last year to a football team this year, I think this team is in a worse spot. I don't think that this team is as good as they were last year for the simple fact of the quarterback position right now. I do not believe in Sam Darnold taking the pressure of a bottom 3, bottom 5 O-line that they didn't do anything to change. They didn't change the O-line at all, in my opinion. So, not in my opinion, they got Gray Zabler. That's it. Gray Zabler, that's it. I don't think that's enough to change a bottom 5 PFF offensive line. So I think that Geno, again, I agree with Q. Like, I don't think Geno is going to put you over the hump of the best quarterback in the league, whatever. But Geno did a lot with a little. And those, you could watch the games in that Lions game. He was able to scrim.
I was trying to tell you that. I was trying to tell you that. I was trying to.
I'm just saying, yeah. Geno did a lot with little for sure. He was good out of the pocket. He was able to throw on the run. Like, Geno was very, very good in those situations with the receiving core too, which I think was better last year than this year probably. So I think that like that situation on the offensive side is definitely going to take a hit. It's an entirely new offense because you have a new quarterback, you have a new wide receiver too, you have a new tight end. The O-line obviously will shake up a little bit. Like, it's not going to be the same offense. The defense, obviously, I think a lot of people are going to be high on it throughout the year. And I think their schedule is pretty manageable if they can just win the games they're supposed to win. I definitely think that this team could be good in the wins column. They could definitely make a playoff spot. But I don't know if I'm not as confident in this team this year as I saw last year with Geno at the helm. So I think that Geno and Sam Darnold, again, are both pretty solid quarterbacks in the league. But I agree with Latif. I think that when I watched Sam Darnold under pressure, when the Vikings O-line didn't hold up, I wasn't super impressed at all. He looked bad, especially in that playoff game, the last 2 games of the year. So I'll be curious to see how it goes on.
A little bit. I'm looking at the numbers right now. They're not terrible. He had 13 touchdowns against pressure. He had 13 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 1,300 yards, 51 completion percentage.
But correct me if I'm wrong. When they played the Lions in that last game of the year, did the Lions not blitz? Did the Lions not blitz like majority of the game because they knew he couldn't take the pressure?
He may be bad against the blitz. I would have to check, but I think it was so. And he was what? Let's see.
More of the story, I just don't trust this O-line at all. So I don't think their run game is going to be easy to get established, especially because I think that Geno's a better passer than Sam Darnold. So I think he's better at getting the passing game established to help with the run.
Sam Darnold's EPA per play against pressure was 27th in the league, I believe. That's because he took a fuck ton of sacks. He took 48 sacks last year. So yeah. That's definitely gonna be a concern, especially with not having their requisite weapons. But I like JSN. Well, not requisite weapons, but in comparison to last year, I like JSN. I think people have deemed him much like a slot guy. Yeah, but I think he can win on the outside. I think he can win pretty quickly. I think Cooper Kupp can still win the slot at least. So he should have some hot routes, some easy buttons to press. I still like Kenneth Walker a lot. I still like Zach Charbonnet a lot. Their running blocking just wasn't good, and their pass blocking just wasn't good. But they have a good head coach. I think they have a good coordinator. So we'll see how Clint Kubiak manages the situation in Seattle. But as far as my take on it, I think they are almost lateral, but definitely downgraded the receiving room. Definitely downgraded their quarterback. So I want to take a look at their schedule to see how many games I will have them winning. As far as like them winning or losing more so games, but I think at best they're in the same position as last year. At worst, they're in the worst position. Well, they're in the worst position because I think Sam Darnold is an average quarterback, and I think Geno Smith is close to the top 10. I think Geno Smith is really good. So when you account for the downgrading quarterback, as far as the evidence we have right now, I think it's a worse position. Let's move on to the Cardinals. They were 8 last year. ended the season 5-5. They were up and down last year, but still fielded a top 10 offense. Defense was almost a turnstile, but they made some improvements in the defense and the draft and free agency. So my question is it a make or break year for Kyler Murray? They paid him a lot of money a few years ago. He can't stay healthy. In some seasons, he hasn't ended the season particularly well. No playoff wins so far. Are we in year like 8 or something like that? Am I tripping? Are we in year 8? No, we're not in no damn year 8. I'm tripping.
We're going into year 7.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, we're going into year 7 with Kyler. No playoff wins. Can't stay healthy. End of the year collapses in multiple seasons. Is it a make or break year for Kyler Murray this year? Is my question. And I'm gonna open it up to you guys to go first. I don't care. I think Max. What do you think?
I'll hop in first because for me it's a simple yes. As far as this might be, maybe the easiest schedule that the Cardinals have had to deal with that I've seen or I can remember. For their first 6 games, you get the Saints, the Panthers, the Titans, the Colts. They got to run through the AFC South, and you got to run through the NFC South, I believe. So 2 very manageable divisions for a team like the Cardinals, who I think got better in the offseason. They didn't lose much, and I thought they gained a lot. So I think on the defensive side, they definitely beefed up. I think that you get another year with Marvin Kyler going side by side. You still have Trey McBride. You still have James Conner. You add more pieces to the O-line. I think that this team should be on the up. I think that it's similar with the Seahawks to where it's this team, I think, again, if you win the games you're supposed to win, or even some of the 50-50s, this team could definitely have I think this is one of the better teams Kyler's had in recent years, but I think that this team could definitely string together some wins against some of these weaker opponents and put out a positive season. But I think that really if Kyler stays healthy and his numbers aren't good, I can't really say too much if he gets injured. But if Kyler's numbers are not good this year, my belief in this just drops significantly. I really do think the schedule bodes well for Kyler and I think this team. And again, I think you get another year. Marv is still an amazing talent. I think you still have pieces on the offensive side of the ball that you can work with for sure. The O-line could get better, but the defense is getting better right now. So I think this team is definitely on the up. It is up to Kyler, though. I think he has so much pressure to be the guy to at least will his team to, I'd say almost 10 wins. 9 wins are achievable for this team. So you're fighting for a playoff spot at that point.
I'll hop in, Cube, if that's okay. I think this is definitely a make or break year for Kyler. I think this is a year where his talent needs to match his production. His talent needs to match. His talent needs to translate to more winning and more winning habits for this team. I think Kyler is still one of the most talented quarterbacks in the entire NFL. When you talk about his ability as a passer, his ability to affect the game as a rusher, he's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league. He sometimes is inconsistent and he can't stay healthy. But from a talent standpoint, are there 10 better quarterbacks in the league from a talent standpoint than Kyler Murray in the league?
No.
No, I don't think they are.
Stay healthy. He got hurt one time. He got hurt once. Ever.
What do you mean?
Once. Kyler only ever got hurt once. He's been banged up. He never got hurt. He's pretty much been healthy.
He's missing games.
He got hurt one time in his career.
He played 11 games in 2022.
And he got hurt. And the next year where it says he played 8 games just because he was still coming off the torn ACL. That's one injury. Oh, yeah. That's not he can't stay healthy thing. If you got injured one time, you got injured one time.
Do you think that the being banged up in the middle of this affected his play?
But that you could also contextualize that due to them not having O-line play. In the beginning of his career, they didn't have a good O-line. He played 17 games this year, not banged up, no reported injuries because he had a confident O-line.
I can hear you. What you say?
That's it. This year he was not banged up, wasn't dealing with no nagging injuries because they had a competent O-line. It wasn't top of the league, but it wasn't bottom 10 like it's been. So in the beginning, when he was getting smacked up and hit around because they couldn't protect him, yes, he got banged up, but he only ever missed time once in his whole career.
Yeah, I wasn't like necessarily talking about like just missing time, but I think again that him being banged up has affected his play to close seasons, especially in the beginning of his career. I also think that him having a smaller stature has led to some of his injuries in his career. My point being though, was more so wasn't even about the injuries. It's about how I think he's one of the most talented quarterbacks in the league, and it hasn't manifested in his impact nor them making the playoffs, winning the playoff game. And obviously, it's not all on Kyler because the team context hasn't been the greatest at all. The coaching hasn't been the greatest at all his career. But this year, I feel like this team is pretty good. They really got better on defense with Baron Browning. And they got Josh Sweat. They also got Will Johnson in the draft, who I think is going to be really good. And they put pieces around Kyler for him to succeed. You drafted I think generational wide receiver prospect in Marvin Harrison. You got one of the best tight ends in the game in Trey McBride. James Conner is a steady running back who produces almost every year when he stays on the field. So it's not the best offense situation. It's not a perfect team, but I want him to be super consistent this year, and also for them to be more dangerous than they have been in the past, because he started years out as an MVP candidate and hasn't been able to finish it. Like last year, I think from week 8 to 18, he still played pretty well. 267 passing yards per game, 15 touchdowns, 8 interceptions, and a 93 passer rating. But he started the year off really hot. Was looking like an MVP candidate. I want to see him put that together to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league for an entire year, because he's getting paid like he is one of those. So that's pretty much. I think it's a make or break year for Kyler. Kyler. I think the Cardinals team has improved drastically. I think they're on an upward slope. They got good young talent. Gannon has been a solid head coach. I think they've been more competitive in some years, especially I think it was a few years ago when they were like balling with what's the name, Josh Dobbs, for a few weeks. That was fun. So I think Gannon is a solid head coach, at least right now. Yeah, I'm just looking. I think the Cardinals are like a young and upcoming team, and I want to see Kyler take the next step, because honestly, we should be talking about him like he's a top 10 quarterback in the league. We're not, because of some of the stuff I mentioned earlier. Q, do you think it's a make or break year for Kyler?
Yes, but that just in terms on what you think like make it or break it is. If it's to be the Cardinals franchise quarterback, for sure. I think he's going into the year just how like Trey Young is going into the year. The best team. That's the best team Trey Young has had ever. This is probably the best team that Kyler Murray has ever had. His talent, top 10, undeniable. Obviously he does have ups and downs. A lot of that is due to situational play calling, online issues, and him just being small. Pretty much all quarterbacks of his size, him, Russell Wilson, Baker to a degree, and anybody shorter than him, they don't hit over the middle of the field because they can't see. So a lot of time, Kyler, he can throw the ball outside the numbers. He's one of the best throwing the ball outside the numbers. But once they collapse the pocket, it's hard for him to do anything because he can't see. But the OCs are able to like shift the line and help you get open looks and see cleaner gaps. Obviously, you can't expect every OC to do that. It's just no matter what you're gonna do. Sometimes maybe you just got to get the ball out quicker. In terms of like him having weapons, Trey McBride, top 5 tight end. Marvin Harrison Jr. should be a top 10 wide receiver soon. Problem with him last year, they had him doing a lot of things over the middle. Kyler can't hit over the middle. They also didn't call plays for him last year until about week 8, week 9. So he was just going out there just running routes, and if he got the ball, he got the ball. If he didn't, he didn't. They just weren't calling plays for him. They won 8 games last year, and it was hot in the beginning. I even thought they'd probably win the division because it was a clear path. But down the stretch, things fell apart. Things got predictable. They couldn't finish, couldn't stop anybody. But this year, revamped defense. I think they went crazy on the defensive line. DBs did some work on the interior offensive line. They got another running back. another wide receiver in Zay Jones who's serviceable. So now you have a couple of different looks out there. I think the schedule, probably like last year, I said they could win 8 games. They look like their floor is about 7 games. They probably can win 11 games. They win 11 games, make the playoffs, and I think he buys himself another year. But if not, they might look to trade him because they could get out of there and they still got young, like a competent enough roster. If they get a better, more consistent quarterback, they could probably do some things. I still believe in Kyler. I think they're probably going to win 10 games this year. If I had to guess or put some money on it, I probably think they win 10 games. Whether they make the playoffs or not, I don't know. Like I said, it's a log jam in the NFC in that little section. But yeah, it's definitely make a work year for Kyler while he's on the Cardinals.
Q, I was talking about NBA comps.
Yeah,
my NBA comp for the Cardinals was Atlanta, so I was agreeing with you on that Trae Young take for sure.
Kyler Murray and Trae Young, they going through the same.
Both extremely talented people who keep getting overlooked because of their situation.
I think Kyler Murray gets compared to Trae Young a lot too, right? Also, both went to Oklahoma.
I don't know. I've never seen
it. I haven't seen it.
Maybe
it makes sense. You think about it.
Oklahoma.
Yeah, the Oklahoma connection.
Oklahoma, they were there at the same time. Matter of fact.
Yeah, I think
they were there at the same time.
Really, both undersized too, playmakers.
Yeah. When was Kyler drafted 1-1? 20 or 19? 20.
2018.
He was 2018?
Yeah.
And Trae Young was in the 2019 draft?
He was in the 2018 draft.
Yeah, it was 2018 draft.
Luka draft.
Speaking.
Kyler went. He went 1-1. I think he went number 1 MLB and number 1 in the NFL.
He didn't go number 1 in MLB.
No, I think he went like number 10 or something like that.
He got drafted high. He was not number 1 though. He went to the A's, I think.
Either way.
Yeah, crazy.
All right. Every year a team goes from worst to first. I think the 49ers are one of the hottest candidates to do this year. Are we expecting the 49ers to bounce back from being the worst team in the division last year and reclaim their throne as the leaders of the NFC West, which they have held for a few years now?
Your schedule is super light. They have the easiest schedule in the league. Guaranteed 10 wins as long as they play solid football. I think Brock Purdy, some pressure came off him because he got paid. I don't think they should have did that, though, coming off the season that they had, because now it's a lot different. You're kind of going to the same situation we had last year where, like, you don't have your full complement of weapons. Like, you still got George Kittle, but Juwan Jennings dealing with a calf. Ayuk, no timetable. Ricky Pearsall, maybe we still don't know what that is. And CMC's coming off of basically 2-3 injuries in a row. Like, so we don't know what he's going to be when he get back. So it could look a lot like last year. Then in the defense, they added some pieces, Michael Williams and Alfred Collins. But secondary is still a little spotty. Linebacker is still a little spotty. Safety room's a little spotty. So I don't know what their defense is going to look like. Robert Saleh might be able to change that. He's been there before. So I think that's one of the underrated moves of the offseason, getting Robert Saleh back at DC and try to, right the ship. But a lot of people have their 49ers being sneaky contenders because they have an easy schedule. Just because you play bad teams and win a lot of games, I don't think that automatically makes you a great team because you're just beating up on bad teams. So I'm interested to see what they look like throughout the season, especially against a divisional opponent. Their divisional opponent is probably the best teams that they're going to play all year. So I want to see what they look like in the division. They should win 12 games. They play like the Niners 2 years ago. They're winning 12, 13 games easily this year, and they should be a Super Bowl favorite. They're probably still going to be a Super Bowl favorite because, like I said, they should win 10 wins. But I still think they got a lot of issues to work on, kind of on the shadow. But just because this year with this coming off all these injuries and things like that, I think they're playing kind of with house money.
Max.
I mean, I agree with Q. I think this team should win upwards of 12 games. Like, looking at their schedule, there are not very many teams who I'm going to pick against them besides division opponents. So, I mean, if the Bears turn good, I guess the Bears. They play the Texans. They play the Bucks. They play the Jags. Like, some solid teams, but definitely not teams that are unbeatable. So this team should be very good in the wins and loss columns. But I think when it comes to being a contender, so to answer your question, yes, this team definitely could go from worst to first. But to answer your question, I don't think this team is also a contender. I don't think that this team is built right now. I think getting Saleh back is huge, but this defense lost a lot. They lost a lot on the defense side of the ball, for sure. And I don't think they made enough moves really to kind of account for that. I get getting Salah back. He obviously led good defense out there for a long time, but he also had some studs on the defense side of the ball. So I'll be curious to see what happens there. I'm curious to see what happens in their wide receiver room. Like you said, there's a bunch of question marks there. And Brandon Ayuk being the biggest because he's the most impactful receiver, second, third most important person on your offensive front. I think having CMC is huge, but again, he's an injury risk every single year. No one is doubting that he's a great football player. He adds so much to that team, but he gets injured very frequently. Everyone knows this. George Kittle, obviously, he'll keep doing his thing. This O-line, though, is not that good either. This O-line definitely gets beat up a lot. So I just think there are too many question marks for me to think about this being a long-term contender. I think the schedule is super, super light, and they could definitely win the division. They could definitely make a playoff spot. But I think that when it comes to playoff time, unless they can literally put all their effort into into 3 games, I just don't think this team's good enough to match up with the Phillies. The Rams, I think in a one-game situation, I'm taking the Rams over this team right now. So I think that when you go up against the Phillies or Detroit's or name your top teams who are winning divisions, I don't think that San Fran, as it stands right now, stacks up. I just think the defense lost too much. The wide receiver room's too many question marks. And their O-line, it just hasn't been solid for a couple of years now.
I agree. I'm actually pretty skeptical of the 49ers. I think a lot of people think they're going to get back to like 12, 13 wins. I'm a little bit lower on them. I think that, again, they have a lot of question marks, as you mentioned. Christian McCaffrey, I have no idea how he's going to look at all. What he was dealing with last year is really, really serious. Ayuk is coming off an injury, and he did not look good last year when he came off an injury. Ricky Pearsall, question mark. I think he looked good to end the year last year. But like you mentioned, man, the cornerback room, very skeptical. Safety room, very skeptical. Obviously, Fred Warner is still one of the best linebackers in the league. But I think they lost a lot on defense. They did. This team, I think, is riding off of their schedule being weak and the reputation that they have over these last few seasons. But if they were to win like 9-10 games, make the playoffs and lose in the first round, I would not be surprised in the slightest. I think this roster is a lot worse than what it has been in the last year, and they're going to need Brock Purdy to be that. They're going to need Brock Purdy to be that force multiplier, and I don't think he's capable of that. I think he had a honestly underrated season last year with what he was able to deal with last year. But over the course of a 17-game season, with all the question marks they have in terms of even staying healthy, I think this can get really bad really quickly. I think they're aging. I think they're injury prone, and I don't think they're that talented. So, yes, I think they can win games in the regular season, like we've said. But when it comes down to it, competing for Super Bowls, I think that window has pretty much closed for the 49ers. That's my take. Q, you get your 2 cents?
Yeah, I went first.
Okay. All right. Now, I don't know who want to go, but that parlays really well into the 49ers record prediction. Who want to do it? I don't know.
I think you said you were skeptical about him.
All right, let's do it. Let's talk about it.
All right, I already got it. So
Okay.
So you may count.
Hold on. I lied. I did not have it up.
Them Broncos fans are not happy.
Broncos fans don't like. They don't like when we talk.
Good.
Yeah, oh God, we barely talk about the Broncos. Every time we talk about them, it gets bad.
Okay.
All right, Latif, you are going to predict the 49ers schedule for the 2025 season.
Yep, let's do it.
Week 1 at Seattle.
At Seattle, toss-up game. Honestly, toss-up game. I'm gonna say loss.
Week 2 at New Orleans.
Win.
Week 3 at home versus the Cardinals.
Win. But that's gonna be a toss-up game too. That's gonna be a toss-up game too, I think.
Week 4 at home versus the Jags. Trevor Lawrence, Trav, BTJ.
Bro, this is This is not an easy win for them whatsoever. I'm going to say loss.
Okay. Week 5 at the Rams.
Loss.
Week 6 at Tampa Bay.
Loss. Tampa Bay's going to be a good team.
Week 7 at home versus the Falcons.
Win.
Week 8 at Houston.
Loss. Why do people think the schedule is this? I don't. Is it going to get really light going forward here?
At the same time, I don't think you can.
What they won, how many wins they had last year.
Yeah.
So the Saints
at the same time, Latif, I think you gave them, or you said they lose to the Jags, Rams, Bucks. I don't think those are stamped losses, correct?
Obviously not. No.
So I don't think, like, again, we can go like down on this. I don't think they have a stamped loss all year. Maybe Houston at Houston.
Their schedule is a little light towards the back end, depending. Okay. Week 9 at the Giants.
Win.
Week 10 at home versus the Rams.
I'll give them the benefit of the doubt of splitting with the Rams, so they win this game.
Week 11 at the Cardinals.
At Cardinals. Which one did I have them losing to the Cardinals in the first game?
I think you had to win it.
Had them.
Regardless, I think they split with the Cardinals too. I'll say they win this game.
Week 12 at home versus the Panthers.
Win.
Week 13 at the Browns.
Win.
They lost to this team before. Just saying.
Wow. They held their winning this game.
Off a bye week, week 15 at home versus the Titans. Cam Ward late.
Loss. I mean, win. Win. That's great.
Week 16 at the Colts.
Win.
Week 17 at home versus the Bears.
I give them the win.
And week 18 at home versus the Seahawks.
Win.
I believe that's 11-6, and you also had them going on a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 game win streak to end the year.
Damn. Okay. Yeah. That's solid. It's some 50-50 games in there. They can lose to the Bears. It depends. I'm as camp goes on, I don't know. I've been hearing mixed signals about Caleb. I don't know if he's gonna be ready to play on time this year. I don't really know. That's later in the season, so who knows?
Yeah.
11-6. That's cool. First round exit. That's like 12-13 wins like they have been. I don't know. The Cardinals schedule prediction. Who want to do this one?
Carl, I could do it. I'll do it.
All right, I'll read it off. Let me pull this up. All right, Q. We're gonna have you predict the Cardinals schedule for the 2025 NFL season. Their first game is going to be at the New Orleans Saints.
Win.
Second game at home versus the Panthers.
Win.
Week 3 on the road versus the 49ers.
Loss.
Week 4 at home versus Seahawks.
Win.
Week 5 at home versus the Titans.
Win.
Week 6 on the road versus the Colts.
Win.
I mean, yeah. Week 7 at home versus the Packers.
Loss.
All right, they have a bye week in week 8, and then Kyler goes back home to play the Cowboys in week 8 in Dallas.
He's still undefeated in that stadium. That includes a game or two versus the Cowboys.
They played the Cowboys at home last year.
I'm saying in Dallas.
I'm saying they beat Dallas in Arizona last year. I remember. I'm pretty sure.
He don't lose it. He don't lose in that stadium. I'm not gonna lie. He does not lose in that stadium. Except for this year. Loss.
Week 10 on the road in Seattle.
Loss.
Week 11 at home versus the 49ers.
This is a W. I'm gonna have a split.
Week 12 at home versus the Jaguars.
Toss up. What's the record right now?
You got 6 wins.
What week is this?
12.
So they're 6-5. No, they're 6-4, I believe, because you have the bye week to play.
Win.
Week 13 at Tampa Bay.
Loss.
Week 14 at home versus the Rams.
At home versus the Rams is a W.
Week 15. Week 15 on the road versus the Texans.
Loss.
Tough game. Week 16 at home versus the Falcons.
W.
Week 17 at the Bengals.
W.
Week 18 at the Rams.
It's a loss.
10-7.
10-7. Okay. Yeah, that's pretty smooth. The Bengals game. Bengals defense still probably gonna suck.
Yeah, that's why. That's what I'm thinking. They could probably still light it up, and the Cardinals defense should be at least middle of the pack this year. So.
All right, Seahawks for Max.
I'll do the Rams. Let me do the Rams.
Oh, okay.
I'm high on the Rams.
I'll do the Seahawks.
Let me pull up the schedule. What are we doing the Seahawks right now?
Yeah, Seahawks and Rams.
Okay. Are you doing it? You said, Latif?
Yeah.
Okay. Seattle Seahawks. Week 1 at San Fran.
I just picked them to lose this game, right?
Yeah.
Loss.
Week 2 at Pittsburgh.
Win. I think Pittsburgh is not going to be good this year. I'm not going to lie. Win.
Week 3 versus the Saints.
Win.
Week 4 at Arizona.
Loss.
Week 5 home versus the Buccaneers.
I'm gonna get them a win, but it's gonna be a tough game. I'm gonna get them the win though.
Week 6 at Jacksonville.
Loss.
Week 7 home versus the Texans.
I think their defense can really get up. I think their defense can really get after CJ Stroud. Really scared about the offensive line. But you can say the same thing for the Texans defense with Sam Darnold. I'm gonna say win though.
Okay. Week 9 at Washington.
It's gonna be a really good game. Damn. Win. Win. Commanders defense is gonna be bad, bro.
Week 10, home versus the Cardinals.
Win.
Week 11 at the Rams.
Loss.
Week 12 at Tennessee.
Win.
Week 13, Sam Darnold return. Well, Sam Darnold faces his older team at home, Minnesota.
Loss. I don't know if JJ is good. They losing that.
Week 14 at Atlanta.
Loss.
Week 15, home versus the Colts.
Win.
Week 16, home versus the Rams.
Loss.
Week 17 at Carolina.
Win.
Week 18 at San Fran.
Loss.
You have them losing to San Fran and LA twice.
I do?
Yeah.
I think they split with San Fran.
It's 10 wins.
But if they split, it's 10 wins?
Yeah.
Yeah. Have them lose, both of them. 9-8. No, they probably go 9-8. Their floor is probably like 8. It's like 8 to 10. That's that range. 8 to 10, probably. Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of these teams are in the same position. Rams schedule, Max, I'm gonna read it off for you.
Yep.
Max, I'm gonna have you predict the Rams schedule for next season. Let me get this up pretty quickly here. Rams schedule. All right, let's do it. Week 1 at home versus Texans.
I think it's a win.
Okay. Week 2 on the road versus Titans.
I think that's a win.
Week 3, a rematch of their playoff game at Philadelphia.
I think that's a loss.
Week 4 at home versus the Colts.
I think that's a win.
Week 5 at home versus the 49ers.
I think that's a win.
Week 6 at the Ravens.
I think that's a loss.
Week 7 at Jacksonville.
I think this will be a tough one, but I do think they get a W on this one.
Good pick. Week 8, they got the bye. The week 9, Week 9, they're at home versus the Saints.
W.
Okay. Week 10 at the 49ers.
I think they drop 1, so I'll say an L.
Week 11 at home versus the Seahawks.
W.
Week 12 at home versus the Bucks.
I think this is also a W.
Week 12, my bad. Week 13 at the Panthers.
Weird, sneaky one, but I'm saying that's a W.
Week 14 at the Cardinals.
Loss.
Week 15 at home versus the Lions.
They always lose one of the Cardinals. I think, honestly,
should be a W.
You would think so.
Yeah, I think it's tight. 50-50. I gave him a different one, so I'll say this is a loss.
Week 17 on the road versus the Falcons.
You skip the Seahawks.
Oh, week 16 at the Seahawks.
W.
Sweep the Seahawks?
I do believe they sweep the Seahawks.
Week 17 at the Falcons.
W.
Week 18 versus the Cardinals at home.
W. They lost the first one. They get the second one. W. I believe that's 12-5.
What is that?
That's 12-5.
My division winners.
That's very, very contingent on obviously Matthew Stafford being healthy.
For sure.
They don't have a backup option at all. So
Jimmy
all right,
G's not doing that.
We got 3 TikToks ideas. Who want to go first? I got mine.
I'll read mine off first if you want. Mine are quick.
All right, guess the NFL team based on that madden rating.
Yep. All right, Q and Latif.
Hold on. I'm putting it on there, man.
I love
because
it.
we're making TikToks.
My NBA comparisons, by the way, whether you guys cared or not. The Rams were the Clippers. The Niners were the Warriors. The Seahawks were Memphis, and the Cardinals were Atlanta.
Niners were the Warriors. Why wouldn't the Chiefs be the? Is this just division?
No, yeah, just the division. But I also think that they're both like old and injured and could be really good or could be bad. But
you mean like current day? I mean, I was thinking the Warriors all time historically.
No, okay.
Okay, go ahead, Max. You got 3 teams?
Yep.
All right, let's do it.
All right, Latif and Q. I need you to guess these NFL offenses by their Madden ratings. So first up, their quarterback, a 79 overall. Their wide receiver 1 is an 85, and their wide receiver 2 is a 77. Their running back is an 82, and their tight end is an 85.
So wait,
weird ass offense, bro.
Wide receiver 1 is what?
An 85.
85. And wide receiver 2, 77.
77.
Quarterback is a 79.
79
Running back, 82. What's the tight end?
85.
So pretty good tight end, pretty good wide receiver 1. I almost said the Falcons, but Bijan is too low and Kalp is not.
This is the Cardinals. This is the Cardinals.
79 quarterback.
This is
Kyler
not
is 79.
this is not the Cardinals.
Kyler can't be no 79 overall.
He is 79.
I was surprised with a couple of these ratings that I was looking through.
Give me the conference.
I need one more. I need a little more guess than that. You guys can think a little harder than that.
Okay, so Sam Darnold might be a 79.
But they don't have an 85 tight end.
And they also are Cooper Kupp or Puka at 77.
It's not Puka, it's Jason.
Oh, sorry, yeah. Cooper Kupp and Jason. My fault.
Cooper Kupp be a 77. I don't know.
LOL.
Okay. 79 quarterback.
It's not. Think about tight ends. Don't think about the quarterbacks. Think about tight ends. It's easier to figure out what like the tight end.
This is too low for the Raiders, and I think
I want to say it's Denver.
It is the Denver Broncos. J.K.
Dobbins can't be an 82.
J.K. Dobbins, according to the Madden Rankings website, was an 82 overall. He had a good year last year.
But I thought that was too high for their tight end.
Evan Ingram's 85.
Evan Ingram.
He's 85.
All right.
Yeah, I just think highly of Madden because there's no way Evan Ingram should be 85 overall tight end. That's nuts. I can't that's stupid. Go ahead.
All right. Next team. Quarterback is a 75 overall. Wide receiver 1 and the wide receiver 2 are both 84 overalls. Your running back is an 82. Your running back is an 82, and your tight end is a 72.
God damn.
There is an asterisk on this one.
Wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 are both 84?
There's an asterisk on this one that I'll explain after. Maybe that.
You said the wide receiver 1 and wide receiver 2 are both 84.
I believe so, according to this Madden website, yes.
And a 75 tight end?
A 72 tight end, a 75 quarterback.
72 tight end.
Team with really good receivers. Well, solid receivers, not really good. That's too low for Cole Kmet. And they also don't have
and it's also too high for Roma Dunze.
Yeah.
David Worthy's the third best rookie from last year, and he's only at 80.
Okay, 84 wide receivers. Who got to be in that tier? That's probably that's too low. It can't be Chargers. Can't be Raiders. You said what ranking for the quarterback?
75.
That's too low for Trevor.
Is it? No, I think he's a 79 too.
Damn.
Any guesses?
No, I'm still thinking. That's too low for that's too high for the Giants. That's too low for Dak. That's too low for
Seahawks.
It is not the Seahawks. Solid guess though, but not the Seahawks.
That's actually a really good guess. I don't know why that wouldn't be it. Can I pull up a list of NFL teams? I'm not gonna cheat.
Sure.
You know my integrity, bro.
I'll just personally say, if it helps you out at all, I was shocked with one of these ratings.
The Dolphins.
It is not the Dolphins. No. Tyreek Hill's not that low.
Oh, yeah, true. What the fuck am I talking about? The Falcons. No. Bijan way too high.
And Drake London would be about a 90, I think.
Okay.
Give me the conference, bro. Give me the conference.
This team resides in the AFC.
75 quarterback with an AFC with two solid receivers and
Jets.
It is not the Jets.
Oh, that's a bad guess. I don't know why I said that.
like who do you think is on the other side, bro?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. I mean, Madden be tripping sometimes.
You can tell me if you give up.
No.
Well, you're just gonna guess every team at this point in time.
Is this Drake? I mean, is it the Patriots?
It's not the Patriots. Who would be the other 84 receiver?
I almost say the Browns, but the Browns don't have another 84 receiver, and Njoku is way higher than that. So Raiders don't have another 84 receiver. The tight end too high.
I was disgusted with this quarterback's rating.
The Colts.
It's not the Colts. Good guess though. I like that guess. Jonathan Taylor would be too.
I don't want to get told. I don't want to get told. I'm not gonna lie. I'm just looking at that.
But you're just gonna keep naming teams. You don't know who it is.
That's what I'm lost.
That's not really think. I'll get it. AFC.
All right.
AFC.
One more guess, and then I'm telling you.
Okay, that's cool. So Broncos are already living there. Jacksonville can't be.
One more guess, and that is it.
Who's Jacksonville tight end?
Brenton Strange.
You think that's too low for Trevor?
It's the Jags.
It is the Jacksonville Jaguars.
Damn, that's way too low for Trevor, bro.
75 overall for Trevor Lawrence. The asterisk is on the EA website. They don't have Travis Hunter down as a receiver. They have him as a DB. So he's an 84 overall DB. I put him down for a receiver. Anyways. But yes, he is an 84 overall. Trevor Lawrence is a 75 overall. That was the Jacksonville.
That's on the probably. I mean,
bad.
That's ridiculous.
Last one. Quarterback is an 83 overall. Your wide receiver 1 is an 81, and your wide receiver 2 is a 79. Your running back is a 90, and your tight end is a 79.
A 90 running back.
90 running back.
What's the quarterback rating?
83.
Packers.
It is the Green Bay.
Let's go.
That's a good one. I like that. That's smooth.
Let's go.
After forgetting the Jacksonville Jaguars existed.
I'm proud of myself on that one. I ain't gonna lie. Okay. All right. I got a King of the Hill running back edition. All right. We're gonna play King of the Hill running back edition. The first two names up is Christian McCaffrey and Ashton Genty.
CMC,
bro.
You sure?
Yes.
Are we taking talent? Like what are you saying? Like what's the conversation?
CMC is better than Ashton Genty.
CMC or Bucky Irvin?
CMC.
I'm gonna say CMC.
Injury should not play a factor into this.
Here, bro.
I think injuries definitely should play a factor into this.
I'm taking pound for pound talent.
So if I had to guess, Bucky Irvin probably has a better year than CMC this year, though.
Y'all do have to agree, by the way. I mean,
okay, what do you think?
CMC.
Okay.
CMC or Kyron Williams?
CMC.
I still think CMC, yes.
CMC or Josh Jacobs?
Josh Jacobs.
I would still probably ride with CMC, but he gave me the other one, so I'll give him Josh Jacobs. Josh Jacobs is a better pure running back. I think CMC overall is a more well-rounded football player. So I think yes, as pure running back, sure, we'll go with Josh Jacobs.
Josh Jacobs or Jahmyr Gibbs?
Yes.
Gibbs.
Jahmyr Gibbs.
I will. I easily will.
Jahmyr Gibbs or Derrick Henry going into next year?
Derrick Henry.
Versatility.
I mean, it's the same reason why I would go with CMC over Jacobs. I think he's better all around. I would rather go with Gibbs over Henry. I think Gibbs is a better all around player.
You could. The thing with that's like a cop out because like Alvin Kamara is a better all around running back.
Sure, I'm saying what I want in a running back.
My running back, I need my running back to be a great rusher. The catching, that's additive. But if you're Derrick Henry's a 10 out of 10 rusher and probably like a 6 out the backfield. But if you're an 8 and an 8, I'm still gonna go with Derrick Henry because you're just a better runner. That's your job.
Do we think Derrick Henry is 6 out of backfield? I don't know about that.
He's about a 6. He's not a below average receiving back. He's average.
So what are we going to do, Max?
How many names you got left?
3. Is he frozen or am I tripping?
Yeah, you froze?
Am I cutting out? Yeah, keep cutting out. Can you guys hear me?
What'd you say?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. I mean, I'm taking Gibbs, but for the sake of the video, we can push on with Henry. I'm taking Gibbs though.
Okay, Max. Derrick Henry or John Taylor?
Derrick Henry.
I'll take Derrick Henry in that combo.
They're the same back. So Derrick Henry's just better.
Derrick Henry or Saquon Barkley?
Saquon.
Saquon Barkley or Bijan Robinson?
Saquon.
I'll take Saquon as well.
Bijan might be crazy this year. I don't know, bro.
Bijan the third best running back in the league.
Saquon Barkley obviously wins the King of the Hill. All right, last topic before we end the video. I had this idea as we were recording. Let's blind rank some wide receiver duos. First duo up is Puka and Devontae Adams.
How many out of 5?
5.
Okay, so who's better? Just quickly go off who's better.
Comfortably, there's 2.
Cincinnati
and Philly.
They now know they may not be on the list.
I'm fine to reason with putting them 2. I think the only one I would stamp, like I would put Cincinnati ahead of them easy. I'd be mad if we missed that. For me and Philly, like I wouldn't be as mad.
No way.
I think Cincinnati's better. Cincinnati's a better receiving duo for sure than Philly.
Yeah, but not by much.
I agree with that. Not much.
Not by much at all.
But how much? I mean, that's what I'm saying. Like, I think Cincinnati's. I'll take Jamar over AJ.
You're overvaluing T. Higgins.
I'm a T. Higgins fan for sure.
What are we doing? Where are we putting
them
at?
Are you gonna say 3? Are you gonna say 3?
At best, they're 3. If the Philly and Cincy's not on the list, they have a case for 1.
I think one of them's probably on the list. I also think Seattle's on this list too. I'm just saying, like, I think that could knock out. I'm fine. I'm just saying, I'm fine to put them at 3, but what are the odds that you think Philly and Cincinnati are both on here?
Decent chance, 50-50, but if you want to put them at 2, put them at 2.
No. We're not going to spin this to where it's like I was right. Well, I'll side with you on this. If you want to put them at 3, we'll put them at 3.
Put them at 2.
Is this what you're saying, to put them at 2? And it's not going to be like, oh, I was right.
They already heard you try to say that Philly might not be better than them. So
that's fine. I'm not like,
they already know that you probably got them at 2. So let's put them at 2.
See, I don't
agree
with it.
All right, put them at 2. Put them at 2.
Put them at 2.
Okay, put them at 2.
All right.
Next duo up: Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison.
I like Addison. Jett is pulling a lot of weight. Just off of that alone, they're number 1. You have arguably the best receiver in the league. I'm not about to go too crazy.
If you put them 1?
Yeah. Having arguably wide receiver 1 in the league is already.
So why did you just say comfortably? There's only 2. If you would have said the Vikings, I wouldn't even push back on that.
I said comfortably, because Jordan Addison is on the lower.
I don't know why we're sitting here putting the Rams. I wouldn't have argued on this Jettas one. I would not have argued on this. I don't know why we have the Rams.
You was about to argue the Eagles. You was about to argue the
Eagles. Pass that point. Max, Matt.
You crazy.
Are you putting them at 1 or you put them at 3 or 4 or 5?
What about 1? They have 1.
1. Okay, they're 1.
Whoa, hold up.
I'm just saying. I think he has one of those 2 you talked about.
Put him at 3.
I'm not. No. You said 1. I'm fine with 1.
No, put him at 3.
Are you more mad if we mess up on Cincinnati or Philly or Minnesota?
Those other 2. Put him at 3.
That's what I'm saying. That's the only thing I'm thinking of.
Put him at 3.
Okay, I'll put him at 3. All right, cool. So right now you have Justin Jefferson and Jordan Addison at 3, and you have Puka and Tay at 2. Next name up is BTJ and Travis Hunter.
4.
I mean, any chance they'd be 5?
Wait. Right now, y'all have 4.
We have 1, 4, and 5 open.
Bro, what the fuck? Did I mess this up?
I think Brian Thomas Jr. is probably a top 10 receiver. I think that holds a lot of weight.
But Travis has never played football. He hasn't played in the NFL yet. But I'm fine with it. I agree. Like, BTJ helps out the case a lot. I agree.
So put him at 4?
Sure. Yeah, 4. I agree.
Next duo up, CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens.
Fuck.
You have 5 and 1 open.
This all because you want to talk about Puka and Devontae.
This is what I'm saying. This is why I was saying,
like, I
guess put a 5. They're not, but
no, I'm not comfortable with that. Okay, I'd rather CeeDee Lamb and Pickens be 1 than them be behind.
At this point, it doesn't matter. So
y'all putting on 1 or putting on 5?
CD1, and I agree. I like CD.
So putting them at 1.
Yep. Wait to say Cincinnati.
He just fucked us.
The last duo and the last duo and the duo you guys have at the 5 spot is Amon-Ra and Jamison Williams.
Good. I'm great. I'm beautiful.
So I mean, only swap would have been.
I would have went with this current list. I still would have had CD and Pickens 1. I would have went Jettison, Addison. I would have went Puka, Tay, BTJ, Trav, and then Amon-Ra.
Y'all put Puka plus Tay at 3 or 2?
Oh, CD Pickens, Puka, Devontae, Jettas, and Addison. Then we had BTJ and
Travis at 4, and then 5 Amon-Ra.
I don't think it's honestly that great. You could argue. I don't think it's insane.
Not right now, at least. Not until Travis plays a snap. Not until Travis actually gets him.
I'm just talking about top 3.
I think he's better than Amon-Ra St. Brown right now.
That is true.
I'm talking about top 3.
Jamison Williams, he a gadget guy. There's a better gadget guy coming through. Even if he's just gonna get schemed up to that 800 yards.
He's a really good deep threat though.
Yeah, for sure. You know that's Kyron Williams' cousin.
Huh?
That's Kyron Williams' cousin.
Oh yeah, I heard. Yeah. That's gonna do it for the NFC West preview. Then you guys are rocking with us. We'll be back with more NFL content soon. NFL season starting soon, and we are out.